Okay, so this is a guide on how to reach the recently added Keystone Myth rank, which you get by reaching 3400 rating in Mythic Plus, which is basically timing every single key on a plus 16, except I think one that can still be on a plus 15. This video is mainly for those who struggle to improve their rating right now. Maybe you're stuck on 3k, maybe you're stuck on timing plus 14s, plus 15s, maybe you're really close and just can't get your plus 16s timed. This is the video for you. If you have already reached 3400 rating or a top 1% or top 0.1%, you can still watch this video and drop some more information in the comment section below for those who might need it. And if I happen to miss something important that you think might be important for those players. So first off, who am I? I am Varion. You have maybe heard of me. I have been putting out a lot of Mythic Plus content recently. I am a Mythic Plus only player, pretty much. I only raid to get my tier set, and then you will never see me again in any raid environment. I have been a tank main since Dragonflight and have a lot of knowledge about DPS as well. And I am also currently trying to get into healing with my Resto Druid, which is currently on 2600 rating, which is honestly pretty good regarding the fact that I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But I'm also currently top 1%, which you can see above me, 3600 rating. I have timed every single key on plus 18, so I'm resilient 18. Currently struggling to get into plus 19s for whatever reason. So if you're a Mythic Plus team trying to get plus 19s, plus 20s, and you still need a tank, I'm here. Anyway, Mythic Plus is admittedly really easy this season, but a lot of people are still struggling, especially when you move towards the 3400 mark. Reaching 2k is really easy. Reaching 2.5k is insanely easy. 3k is still manageable, but reaching 3400 rating is kind of a challenge in itself. You can make use of the fact that Mythic Plus is really easy this season, which is also why I think that most of you guys have the highest chance of reaching top 1% or 3400 rating, whichever you want to do, this exact season. There's an incredibly high chance that Mythic Plus becomes really difficult next season, especially when Den of Nelarak comes out. That shit might be worse than my Zara Caverns, I'm gonna be real. My first tip for you guys is to know when to pop cooldowns. That's honestly the biggest tip I can give you. I've seen so many people just throwing away all their CDs on random pulls, on small packs right before a big pack, so they basically deal no damage on the biggest pack that you pull in the dungeon. You lose a lot of damage, you lose a lot of time because the pack just simply lives longer, ends up living for like 30-40 seconds. We don't want that. So you need to know when to press your cooldowns. If you're not the tank in the group, you can ask for your tank to give you his route. Now what I mean by that is usually the tank has an add-on called Mythic Dungeon Tools. This add-on shows you the exact route the tank is probably going to take. They have this thing memorized usually, but if they want to refresh their memory because they didn't do the dungeon in a while, they usually have this add-on at the ready. What I recommend to you is to get this add-on as well and ask for the route every single time. If you're a tank, you can just simply press share right here and then it will be sent into the group automatically, and then everyone can click on the link and they will be thrown into this window right here. Then they will be able to see, oh, okay, first pull is massive. We're gonna press Bloodlust. We are gonna blow every cooldown. We're gonna blow this pack up as quickly as possible, and then there will be one small pack, and then there will be one big pack chained into another big pack. If you know the route, you can time every single one of your cooldowns. Most of the cooldowns this expansion aren't really longer than 1 minute, so usually when you let's say blow every single cooldown you have on this pack, you should have it up when you're at pack 3. If you know this, if you know how the route works, you will be better able to manage your cooldowns. This way, you won't be blowing all your cooldowns on pack 2, which no one really needs to kill fast. I mean, we obviously want to go fast, but blowing all your cooldowns here is really bad compared to blowing all your cooldowns here. Knowing when to pop your cooldowns is incredibly helpful. This is also helpful for all of you healers out there. If you know when a big pack is coming, you will also automatically know where the biggest damage is going to come from. So you can probably guess that this pack is going to deal a fuck ton of damage to the entire group, but this pack maybe not so much. Same here. This pack is probably going to blow every single one of your members up, but this pack is going to be rather easy. Knowing the route is honestly 90% of the work here. If you know the route, you can really adjust your entire gameplay and play around the entire route. Now, the biggest tip I can give you guys, which unfortunately won't be possible for some of you, as it's kind of a big time investment, is to play every single role so you understand them better and see the dungeon from that role's POV. If you are a tank, you will not know when most of the damage is gonna come in. I mean, you will have an idea, but if your team in the back explodes while you're standing in the front having 100% HP, that's not really a good representation of the dungeon's damage pool. If you're a healer, you will not know which packs are really dangerous to pull together unless you start playing a tank. As a DPS, learn how to position correctly and kick in time or use your defensives. Also, if you're a DPS and also if you're a tank, you will eventually start learning which pulls mess up the melees the most or the range the most. There's certain packs and certain pulls in this game where the majority of melee DPS will struggle to get into. There might be some AoE abilities that just prevent them to getting close. There might be some frontals that make positioning really difficult, but there's also mobs that will make the life of a ranged a living hell. Snapping mobs like the ones in Pit of Sauron, which just constantly keep jumping around and jumping onto you. Or, for example, the bats that fly around and just...
Or like the birds in Mythic caverns that just jump to a ranged and start slashing in a frontal, requiring them to move away. I forgot to record this part.
I'm not telling you to reach 3k on every single row and every single class. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you should get a feel for every single dungeon until you think you understood the role's role and how that dungeon feels in that role. So it could be doing every single key once on a +5. That's basically it. No insane time investment, but some of you guys only have 1 to 2 hours a day. If you simply don't have the time to play every single role, I would rather recommend you to watch people play the other roles. So if you're a DPS, watch Kira, watch me, watch Toxic. There's so many good tanks out there. Watch them and see what they do and how they pull the packs and how they manage everything in that dungeon. Same thing if you're a healer. Watch DPS and see how much damage they take and what they have to do, so on. There's so many great content creators out there that do awesome DPS content, healer content. Automatic Jack, for example, is really great and does great content. There's a lot. So if you don't have the time to play the specs, consider watching someone play the spec. It's still time investment, but you could do that on the side, honestly, while you eat something, while you're at work. Some people do that. It might not feel like it's worth the time investment, but once you understand every single role and every single class, you will feel like Thanos with every single Infinity Stone. So if you can genuinely take the time to learn every single role. I did that. I started learning healing now, and I feel like I've been putting my healers through misery at some points, because I felt like as a tank the pull is completely fine, but some pulls are really tricky for the healer. I gotta be honest. So learn every role. Speaking of learning, learn from your mistake. Own it up when you fuck up. Let's say you pulled too much as a tank and you died. You will probably get blamed. Obviously, you are the tank. You will be called names and stuff. But when you take a step back, when you calm down, when you have a neutral view on that situation, figure out what you did wrong. Did you pull too many mobs? Did you mistime your defensives? Did you not press your defensives in time? Did your rotation suffer by positioning? And whatever you can find. I always recommend you guys to record every single time you play the game or like do Mythic Plus and just rewatch it when you think you did a mistake or just want to improve on your gameplay. Even if you don't think you have done any mistakes, you will probably find something at the end after rewatching and you will realize, damn, I could have prevented this. I could have maybe pulled this and not like pulled them all at once. There's so many little mistakes that go over your head while you're in that stressful situation, while you're focused on the current moment, that you just simply miss. Always admit that you fucked up. Always try to learn from these mistakes. Don't be like that guy that obviously fucks up a mechanic, that obviously dies for some stupid reason, and then blame it on the healer or blame it on the DPS. If you fuck up, just own it, say, sorry guys, messed up, and move on. Another tip is always keep your team and their cooldowns tracked. This is especially important for tanks, but it also goes for healers and DPS. If you know that your team has every single cooldown up, you can go for bolder pulls. You can maybe ignore some heals on the tank because you know he has a defensive that will heal him or give him like 40% damage reduction. And you can focus on healing someone else. If you know that your Shadow Priest has Power Infusion up, you can maybe keep one of your cooldowns until you actually get the buff. Knowing all of these cooldowns and the status of your team is really detrimental. If you start pulling 3 packs while 2 of your DPS are like 40% health, there's a high chance that they might blow up. So always keep your health bars relatively centered, know what the fuck is going on with your team, if they have any weird debuff, if they are stunned, and all of those things. If you don't know all the cooldowns off the top of your head, I would recommend you to get the mini CC add-on. The mini CC add-on will basically track every single thing that can be tracked from other classes. Now, this is unfortunately no longer really 100% accurate, but from my experience and from the keys that I've done, I feel like it is still like 90% accurate. Sometimes they press buttons that the add-on simply doesn't track, but usually a really big thing for me is this healer in CC message. When my healer is rooted, stunned, charmed, polymorphed, whatever it is, I will get this message on my screen popping up saying that my healer is currently back there trying to survive. If I didn't have this message, I would probably miss it 99% of the time because I simply don't see this in the usual UI. It's usually a really, really, really small debuff that you simply don't look at on your health bars, let's be real. But that's not the main thing. You will also see every single cooldown, which you can customize right here by when you go to friendly cities and spells. You can basically select which thing you want to track and which you don't. Knowing that your Brewmaster has Fortifying Brew up will give you the opportunity to ignore heals on that guy and focus on your DPS for that time. Knowing that your team, for example, has Doom Winds up, Wings from Paladins up, or Void Form from Shadow Priest will give you the opportunity to basically go insanely crazy style with the pulls and basically blow every single pack up without having to worry that your team just basically is gonna die. Same thing goes for healers. You can track basically every single healer cooldown that's out there, like Pain Suppression, the Iron Bark ability from Druids that give you a 20% damage reduction on whatever target you select, or Obsidian Scales on Evokers. You can basically track every single cooldown that a class has, which is honestly really, 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 really helpful for hierarchies. Now, the next big tip is to not hit your head against the wall until you time a key. Some days are simply not meant to be. You try your best, you jump into a plus 14, plus 15, everything goes well until the last boss, and then you die. Then you tilt, and then you jump into the next key and you play significantly worse because you're in your own head. If you ever catch yourself in those moments, simply stop, step away from the game, play something else, or simply just don't play something else. Go do something else, like, I don't know, go to the gym, go finish that one piece of work you wanted to do, go build that furniture that's been laying in the living room for like 3 months. Whatever you want to do, just get your head off the game, get away from it completely. Don't watch any content about it. Simply step away from your computer, go away, close the game up, and then come back later and try again. It doesn't have to be like a 24-hour window. I'm not telling you to wait 18 hours exactly to play again. Once you calm down, which is usually like in 3, 4, 5 hours, come back, try again, and if it doesn't work out, repeat it until it works again. Maybe just take a 1-2 day break. It's gonna be completely fine. You're not gonna lose any progress anyway. But that also goes for people that let one single key determine their entire mood for the rest of the day. Don't allow that. If you have one single bad key and then you proceed to have a few good keys, don't let that one bad key determine your entire day. Those people usually don't believe it, but if you watch yourself tilted and not tilted play the game, you will see that your performance will be significantly reduced. You will deplete way more keys. And don't forget about the fact that the higher you go in keys, the more keys you will deplete. So the higher you go, the less depleting a key means. So you will probably deplete more keys than time keys at that point. Just simply forget about it and move on and just go into the next key. If it doesn't work out, take a break. The next tip is specifically for people that don't play meta. So if you're not playing a Devourer Demon Hunter, a Unholy Decay, Augmentation Evoker, Resto Druid, Brewmaster, you will probably suffer and struggle getting into any type of high key. To prevent that, I have one simple solution for you, which is to simply push your own keys. It will take longer. Yes, it will take significantly longer, but think about it like that. Do you want to sit in queue for 3 hours, get into one key, deplete it, and then wait for another 3 hours to get into the next key? Or do you want to do your own key, which is probably like resilient 14 anyway, so you're not losing that much time. Have a chance at timing it and getting it to plus 15, plus 16, or just depleting it and going again. Doing your own key is at some points honestly faster than getting your own group, especially if you're a DPS. I know the struggle of DPS. You simply can't get into any groups, especially if you play something like Boomkin right now. This is the biggest tip I can give you guys. I've seen so many people complain that they can't get into any groups, but if you are willing to spend some time and build up your own key, it will help you out a lot. So biggest recommendation, do your own key. Going along with that is kind of a little bit of a cheat code for this video, but find a group to play with. I'm not saying go for a full five-man pre-made group, but if you jump into a Mythic Plus key and you feel like these people are really good or really chill to play with, add them. Ask them to play again and whisper them when you have the time, or when you added the healer and your group currently needs a healer, just whisper him and ask him if he wants to join it. This way, you first off save a lot of time. Second, know how that player plays so you can adjust and play together. And knowing all of that will help you time more keys than you think, honestly. And these are honestly all the tips I can currently give you. They don't sound like much, but if you apply every single one of these, especially the tip of playing every single role, you will most definitely improve and reach 3400 rating before the end of the season, before even patch 12.0.7. It's not really that difficult. It's just a little bit of a wall that you hit around the plus 14, plus 15 mark. But if you're willing to spend some time and improve on yourself, you will reach it in no time. I guarantee you that. All right, if you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up on the video and subscribe, or become a member for just $1 a month if you want to support me even more. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.